Once upon a time, BlackBerry was the king of smartphones. In the mid-2000s, it was the device you had to own, used by CEOs, politicians, and even celebrities. People were so obsessed with their devices that the term crackberry became part of pop culture. But in just a few years, BlackBerry collapsed from total dominance to complete irrelevance. This is the story of how BlackBerry rose to power and why it vanished. BlackBerry's story begins in 1984, when two engineering students founded Research in Motion, or RIM, in Waterloo, Canada. At first, the company didn't make phones at all. They focused on wireless data transmission, pagers, and networking devices. But in 1999, everything changed. RIM introduced the first BlackBerry device. It wasn't flashy. It had a small screen, a tiny physical keyboard, and basic email capabilities. But it was revolutionary. For the first time, professionals could check their inbox on the go. You didn't need to be tied to a computer anymore. Office was in your pocket. The device quickly caught on with business leaders, government officials, and global corporations. By the mid-2000s, BlackBerry had become a cultural phenomenon. If you didn't own one, you weren't part of the business elite. Even world leaders were hooked. Barack Obama famously refused to give up his BlackBerry when he became president of the United States. Angela Merkel, celebrities, and Fortune 500 CEOs were all addicted to their devices. It wasn't just a phone, it was a status symbol. By 2009, BlackBerry had reached the top of the tech world. They controlled nearly 50% of the US smartphone market and were shipping millions of devices every quarter. Their secret weapon, BlackBerry Messenger, better known as BBM. It was fast, secure, and addictive years before WhatsApp or iMessage even existed. The company was printing money, and for a brief moment, BlackBerry looked untouchable. It was the gold standard of smartphones. But as history shows, being on top doesn't guarantee you'll stay there. In 2007, Steve Jobs walked onto a stage in California and unveiled the iPhone. At first, BlackBerry executives weren't worried. They dismissed the iPhone as a toy, something that would never appeal to serious business users. But the iPhone had something BlackBerry didn't: a full touchscreen, a beautiful interface, and eventually the App Store. Suddenly, smartphones weren't just for checking email. They became entertainment devices, gaming platforms, and social media machines. Soon after, Google launched Android, giving the world a flood of affordable touchscreen phones. Consumers loved them. Developers loved them. But developers didn't love BlackBerry. BlackBerry stuck to what had worked in the past. They clung to their tiny physical keyboards, while consumers wanted big, bright screens. They stuck with their old operating system while iOS and Android rapidly evolved. And as app developers focused on iPhone and Android, BlackBerry users found themselves left out. No Instagram, no Spotify, no YouTube app worth using. By 2013, BlackBerry's market share had collapsed to just 3%. The company tried to fight back with a series of desperate moves. They launched the BlackBerry Playbook tablet, which flopped. They introduced the BlackBerry 10 operating system, which arrived far too late. And they even tried licensing Android phones under the BlackBerry name. But nothing worked. The once unstoppable giant was now a shadow of its former self. In 2016, BlackBerry officially announced it would stop making its own phones. The company shifted its focus to cybersecurity and enterprise. Software quietly exiting the smartphone market it had once dominated. Today, BlackBerry still exists, but as a very different company. It no longer battles Apple or Samsung for consumer attention. Instead, it works behind the scenes, powering secure software for businesses and governments. For many people, though, BlackBerry is just a memory, a relic of a time when physical keyboards ruled the world, and when the future of mobile looked very different than it does today. BlackBerry's rise and fall is a cautionary tale. Even giants can fall if they fail to adapt. So, what do you think? Could BlackBerry have survived if they had embraced touchscreens earlier? Or was their downfall inevitable at the moment Apple unveiled the iPhone? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more stories about the tech giants that shaped our world.